Hi, so this is my media vlog for the media detox. So we were instructed to take part in a media detox for 24 hours and not have any interaction with social media, digital media, or any other form of media communication, and this actually proved quite difficult. I started my digital detox from the moment I woke up till the next morning. The problem was that I would usually have about 5 alarms set to wake me up. But obviously I couldn't use my phone, so I couldn't make sure I was awake on time, which ended up in me waking up about 11, and I felt like I'd wasted quite a bit of the day already. And usually the first thing I do when I wake up is to put Spotify or SoundCloud on my laptop and then get straight in the shower. Obviously I couldn't do this as I put away my laptop and my iPad and my phone, so I had no access to music whatsoever. Instead, I decided to go and make some breakfast, but again, I would usually take my laptop into the kitchen and listen to music while I make the breakfast, or I'd probably just be checking Facebook while I'm sat eating my cereal. Obviously, I couldn't do any of this, so I found myself sort of sat alone in the kitchen waiting for someone to come in, purely just to start a conversation as some form of entertainment, because I really don't do well with silence, and I felt bored immediately. So then got showered and dressed, which took a lot less time than usual because obviously there was no constant distractions from texts or changing the song on my laptop or other notifications that I would probably receive. So when I was ready, I decided to clean my room and organise my desk. But again, this is something I would definitely do with music. I think that throughout the day, the one thing that was hardest was the lack of music because I never go without it. It's always on in my room. When I leave the house, I put Spotify on my iPad. Um, I put my headphones in and everything. So, and even if I'm with friends, just in my room, there'll always be something playing. Um, anyway, so after I cleaned up my room, I went for lunch on campus with a friend, and we went to Filed Bar. And it was really difficult to avoid media there because there are two big screens playing sports TV and they really can't be missed. So I kind of failed in that sense. Also, just walking through campus, it was full of posters advertising all sorts of things. And so this was the type of media that I couldn't avoid as well. After doing the detox, I thought about it and realised that I think in this kind of day, media isn't really optional anymore. Media consumption is sort of forced on you, like from all different directions, and it's actually really difficult to dictate whether or not you're going to be a consumer of media. So whilst I was at lunch, my friend was on her phone a lot, and it made me realise that I probably do exactly the same, but without having it, I really noticed how much she used it and how much I felt lost without it. She also kept trying to show me things on her phone and share things, but I couldn't obviously see them. So I felt that our conversation was slightly limited because the discussion was on the media that I hadn't seen or been a part of. So that was quite tricky. When I got home, I tried to sort of write some notes for an upcoming piece of coursework that I had, but that was completely impossible without access to the internet, student portal, or without using like my textbook or like lecture slides or anything. So I gave on that pretty rapidly because that was really difficult to do. Throughout the day, I kept my door open just to encourage more conversation between myself and my flatmates, as I had no other kind of possible interaction. Um, and I sort of felt quite alone in my room. And if I left my room, I knew I'd encounter endless forms of media. Um, so during the evening, I decided to go downstairs and just catch up with friends in my flat. But they were on their laptops and they were watching YouTube videos and scrolling through Facebook, and then decided to put on a film. So obviously, I couldn't stay for that because of my detox. This made me think that, like, despite feeling as though social media is usually the polar opposite of social, as it often isn't social in the traditional sense, actually being social now with friends is often about watching TV together or like sharing the experience, watching videos, sharing them with your friends, or like showing someone something you found on the internet and like discussing it. And if you think about it, a lot of our natural conversation is also about media, and it's really challenging to actually escape it without being like a recluse and not knowing what the hell's going on. So I went to bed that night and actually went to sleep a lot earlier than I usually would. as I'd usually watch TV on catch up, if 4OD or something, or just scroll sort of through Instagram or Twitter, or just sort of kill the time really until I was finally tired enough to sleep. Um, so yeah, I think after this experience, I'm kind of on the fence as to whether social media is fully beneficial or not. I felt quite out of the loop from the outside world, and spent the day kind of worrying if someone was calling me in an emergency or some sort of similar situation. So ultimately, I definitely used media too much, as was evident from the media immersion. But actually, I think it's essential in everyday life nowadays, and it was actually really difficult to do.